What's up you guys, I'm Dan, this is Frugal Not Cheap, and today we'll talk about Worldcoin. Worldcoin launched late last month and it was all over my Twitter feed. Well, now Twitter's been rebranded to X, but anyway, you know what I mean. And I perked up because of course the name Worldcoin speaks to ambitions for global adoption, acceptance and use, and then also because Sam Altman of OpenAI is involved, and so just looked like a bit more of a credible project. Okay, so what is this Worldcoin? Well, they have a white paper out there, and it says that Worldcoin was founded with the mission of creating a globally inclusive identity and financial network owned by the majority of humanity. If successful, Worldcoin could considerably increase economic opportunity, scale a reliable solution for distinguishing humans from AI online while preserving privacy, enable global democratic processes, and show a potential path to AI-funded UBI. Sounds good, right? And it's got all these attractive ideas in there. We've got global inclusivity. We've got free money. It's talking about UBI, or universal basic income, that would be funded by AI, artificial intelligence, another buzzword. It talks about some kind of a global democratic process. And it even has a distributed ownership structure where it says the majority of humanity is going to own this network itself. So wow, that's a whole lot of stuff there, and it sounds pretty interesting. But I think most of that is pretty much nonsense and never going to happen. All right, so let's kind of, get into the actual nitty-gritty and talk about what this actually is. All right, so what this is really is we've got a couple of things. We've got the token, of course, the cryptocurrency or the Worldcoin, and we'll talk about that more in a minute. But the next part is it talked about this identity network, right? So this globally inclusive identity network is really just a system of turning scans of your iris, which, is pretty unique, very, very low rate of a false match. And they turned that scan into basically a world ID, so a way to uniquely identify you as one entity, and then also supposedly in order to get that ID, you've proven that you're a person as well, so it's also proof of personhood. And even though now your retina's been scanned, they say that data then gets destroyed after they generate your ID, and this way to prove that that's you using a zero knowledge proof, then they say that it's going to be private because of those reasons. So they've had a pilot running, and supposedly they have over 1.5 million irises that they've scanned, and then presumably, of course, they've also issued some of this cryptocurrency to all of those people. This is kind of the, the reward, I guess, and then also their way of kind of spreading the ownership around, right? So I should say that, of course, the idea that there should be some kind of unique identifier that can prove, one, that you are human, that could be increasingly important as AI becomes more and more capable, so I think that's a good idea. And then also that it can prove that, you are you, who you say you are, some kind of quick and easy way to identify yourself globally that might be better than like a passport or an ID or something like that. That seems also like a useful idea as well. But of course, that would only be useful on a network that is going to be, well, used or adopted globally, right? And so in this case, we're talking about what this Worldcoin, organization is doing, and if it doesn't become widely adopted, then it might not be so useful. And then also, again, it is, it's not a governmental entity, so so basically, if it never becomes broadly adopted, then it's never going to be very useful. And if it's going to become broadly adopted, then that would probably happen through use of the token, right? Use of the cryptocurrency. So let's talk about that a little more. So here, I got pretty excited right off the bat about, the name Worldcoin and the idea of a global cryptocurrency. Because, well, sometime back, I got really excited about a project that was called Libra, and then later rebranded as Diem, which was a Facebook-backed cryptocurrency that was supposed to be, a global currency. Later, they kind of scaled back the project to where it'd be an individual, it'd be one-to-one with individual currencies, and then they kind of snuck in the idea that later they might have a basket of currencies. Anyway, I've got some videos about that you can check out. But this effort by Facebook, of course, had a massive user base, potential user base behind it, because there's Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, right? It had great technology behind the blockchain, and also really, really strong regulatory frameworks in terms of the banking side of things that should have appeased a lot of regulators. And yet they failed because ultimately having a global cryptocurrency or having a hugely widely adopted private industry currency is a major threat to central banks, which would want to be able to continue to enact monetary policy, and this could either limit or make that completely infeasible. And then, of course, it also puts a huge amount of power into a private organization as well. So if Facebook couldn't do it with all of their resources and all the things that that technology had going, that project had going for it, then why would Sam Altman and his Worldcoin be able to do it? Well, frankly, I have no idea, and it doesn't look all that great to me. In fact, this thing is not legal in the United States, so we couldn't take part anyway if we wanted to here, but yeah. This guy Sam Altman, by the way, is the CEO of OpenAI, which is an AI company that was actually founded by Elon Musk. He put a good amount of seed money into it. And the goal of OpenAI was to increase the likelihood that we could develop generalized AI. So this is what you'd call about a true artificial intelligence, not the stuff we have right now, which debatable, but doesn't seem to be true AI, generalized AI just yet. To increase the likelihood that we could develop basically this conscious AI in a way that would be safe for humanity. So that was the idea of OpenAI, but of course OpenAI went a different direction. After a while they decided to become closed, and then now they've been absorbed by Microsoft, and yeah, they're behind the whole ChatGPT thing that you've probably heard about. And of course that's a paid service, and then Microsoft is going to find a way to monetize all of that as well on their search. Anyway, that's kind of a tangent, but do I think this Worldcoin thing is going to work? Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. It's got the same problem as all cryptocurrencies, and that is that there's just no intrinsic value. It's only worth what the next person is willing to pay for it. But you know what? One thing that I have been excited about and have been continuing to keep an eye on that's still out there is what's going on with the company formerly known as Twitter. So this got rebranded to X. And of course, X/Twitter has a huge user base. And Elon Musk's ambition, going all the way back to the days before his X.com got merged with a company called Confinity in order to create PayPal, his ambition has always been to reform and improve upon the financial system. And the rebranding of Twitter as X is one step in the path of doing that. In fact, X-CEO Linda Yaccarino had the following to say: X is the future state of unlimited interactivity, centered in audio, video, messaging, payment/banking, creating a global marketplace for ideas, goods, services, and opportunities. Powered by AI, X will connect us all in ways we're just beginning to imagine. So I don't really know the details, but I am looking forward to seeing what's in store for us in the future there with X. Hope you liked today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.